been poisoned. I think we've been infected.
My reason for this channel and the videos is to chronicle all the different Iranian Persian restaurants and Koobideh that I try in all the different cities and countries I travel to frequently around the world. For you to be able to access online on this channel, either as a heads up for yourself, as reference, or if you're just curious what Koobideh looks like in some other place in the world.
سلام همه چطور هستین؟ خوب هستین? Hello everyone, good to see you again. Thank you for joining me for another review. Today I'm in the very beautiful city of Istanbul in Turkey. امروز من تو شهر استانبول هستم تو کشور ترکی. Actually more just for a personal holiday. It's my first time here. اولین بار اومدم Istanbul. And while I'm here for a week, I decided to see some local Iranian restaurants and how it is. Istanbul is a very historic and beautiful city. I'm not sure the background from my balcony does it justice, but it's a very historical city. It reminds me very much of Rome. A lot of the old architecture, a lot of historic buildings, particularly a lot of beautiful mosques in the city. Istanbul is on a river. So it's got there's a river going right through the middle of it, and there's two or three different parts of Istanbul which represent different geographies. So there's the European side, which is where I'm staying. There's the Asia side on the other side of the river where Asia started, or Asia finished and connected with Europe. And you see that in the architecture when you come here. You see the difference across the river in terms of the architecture on the Asia side and the architecture on the European side. It's still got that it's still kept that. The other two things as well about Istanbul that I've noticed in the week I've been here is that the prices are very low. Things are pretty cheap. If you're coming from a developed country or a major city, one of the global major cities, if you're used to expensive prices, this is going to be a really nice holiday where you'll be paying much lower amounts for good stuff, whether it's food or shopping or whatever, or transport or taxis or hotels. And then the last thing as well is that there's a lot of Iranians here. یه هفته که من اینجا بودم استانبول خیلی ایرانی دیدم، خیلی فارسی همه تو خیابون حرف میزنن. A lot of people speak Iranian on the streets. I think they're mainly tourists, majority of tourists who come from Iran. Istanbul is one of the only places that has a visa-free policy for Iranians. So you see a lot of them around the city. I think it's also a very popular place for Iranians to come and live as well. A lot of the waiters and people around the city provide services, including taxi drivers, actually speak Farsi as well. So today I'm going to one of the many restaurants. I think there's a lot of Iranian restaurants here because of the number of tourists and Iranians who live here. The one that I found with the highest number of reviews was Reyhun, which is not far from my hotel here, quite close to Taksim Square. It's got about 4,000 reviews. It's almost 5 stars. Well, I was really looking forward to this one. I'm going to give you my review, and there's something unfortunate that has happened since I ate the food. So let me tell you how it goes. So right behind me here is Taksim Square. پشت من میدون تقسیم، سنتر تقسیم. و there's a famous masjid as well, right close to the Taksim Square. And what we need to do is go down this particular road here, really major shopping street, past the Sofitel, not the one by the Sofitel, but this one here. Very busy famous shopping street. It's where the tram line is going. So بعد پایین خیابون اینجا بریم از تقسیم دنبال همین ترام لاینه که اینجا هستش بریم پایین که برسیم به رستوران. So a little bit further down, I would say it's about a 5, maybe even 10-minute walk, depending how fast of a walker you are. You'll come to this big gate here. So you see I've walked quite a long way, but eventually you get to this big gate, and you'll come to a very clear turn in the corner here. And it's at this point that you need to turn to one of the side roads to get to the restaurant. So from that big gate that we just went past, you turn left past this particular structure or monument. اینجا میپیشین دست چپ
میریم پایین خیابون میرسیم به رستوران. Here we are, رسیدیم. ریحون، رستوران ریحون. And we have to go up the stairs to get to the restaurant.
This restaurant is on just off of a very busy popular street in this part of Istanbul. Apparently it's the Oxford Street of Istanbul. You can also get to it from another tower, the Gatata Tower, on the opposite side. That's also a 10-minute walk, but that's uphill. So I do recommend coming from Taksim Square. This is a very convenient restaurant to get to, so I'm going to go for a 4-star. When you come into the restaurant, there is somebody on the ground floor when you walk in that is sort of waiting there and greeting anyone who walks into the restaurant. So that was nice, and they sort of ask you if you want to take the elevator upstairs. And when you get onto the first floor where the restaurant actually is, there's another lady sitting there and they're guiding you to the actual restaurant area. I thought that was good. The actual restaurant has 3 different sections. There's an outdoor sort of seating area, which was very full. So there's one semi-indoor area next to that, and then there's the other fully indoor part of the restaurant. The outdoor area looked really nice. When I tried to get in, they said that it was already full, so I couldn't sit there. We couldn't sit there, so we sat indoors. The waiters themselves all spoke Farsi, everyone spoke Iranian. They were sort of hanging around. They were there when you needed them without being interrupted, which can happen sometimes with some waiters. But these guys were sort of just there, ready to serve, but not intruding, which is good. About the actual service, the rest of the service, there's no starters. They gave a little bit of onion, a little bit of lemon. There was a little bit of mustard khiyar, yogurt and cucumber, but I saw in the bill that was charged. They gave bread as well, only after we asked for it. They didn't bring it until we asked. I couldn't tell from the receipt if that didn't charge or not. I couldn't work out which item was bread or not. And then at the end there was no sort of complimentary tea or chini or anything like that. I think the service was good. They definitely, they're also quite professionally dressed as well. So I think it was good, but I don't think it was sort of next level great. Particularly I think for me, surprising the customer with some things at the start for free, some good sort of tea or dessert at the end for free. I think these are sort of things that make one restaurant great and another one just good in terms of service. So I'm going to go with half a star for the service. I think there are definitely some positives that I took away, and those are some maybe suggestions that they can take and use for future customers. So very consistent in terms of the pricing around the city. The prices in the restaurant were very good. 2 skewers of Koobideh with some tomato and chili costs about 230 lira, which is already really much cheaper than what I'm used to paying in most other major cities. It doesn't come with rice. The rice on top is between 60 to 80 lira, depending on what type of rice you get. That converts to around £1, between sort of two to £3. £1.50 to £2. So for the Koobideh rice itself, I think I paid personally around 300 lira. That's very good, really good price for Koobideh, particularly in other sort of places I've been to where you're now paying 12, 13, 14, 15 pounds. This one comes up to 10 pounds or just under. I also got 2 douks, which were 150 lira. That's around £1.50 each, so £3 for 2 douk. And the douk was very nice. I'll get to it later, but the douk was maybe the highlight for me. They don't call it douk here, it's aria, but that was very nice. And just for £1.50, I ended up getting 2. If you want some more starters, there's a salad shirazi, which I think costs about £3, £4 as well, 100 lira. So less than £10 for the Koobideh rice is really good value. I think it's deserved. 4 star. You won't leave here with an empty wallet. I went with some friends and we spent a little bit more. They also got a couple of things and drinks, and actually our bill in total came up to about around 2,000 lira, just under 2,000 lira, which is about £60 for 4 people. It's like £15 each. If I just count my own order, Koobideh rice, I think very good price. So 4 star. The portion sizes were, I think, average. The 2 Koobideh that came was medium size. It wasn't very long. It wasn't very thick. It wasn't very small either. It was sort of average Koobideh size. The rice initially looked like a lot on the plate. I ended up going through 1.5 Koobidehs and finished the rice. So there was still a bit of Koobideh left that I had to finish on its own, or get some bread. So So there should be more rice, actually, I think. The salad churzi was good quantity, it covered 4 of us. The bread was enough for 4 people as well, let alone just me. But yeah, I think for the quantity size, usually it's a good sign when you can't finish the things on the plate. I not only managed to finish it, I actually finished the rice before with some koobideh still left, which is always not a good thing. So برای پرشاش خیلی خوبه، زیاد نیستش. اگه مثلا این من زیاد میتونیم برنج بخوریم با کوبیده بخوریم، یه خود کمه. برای همین کوبیده‌ش هم خب معمولیه، سایز معمولی، خیلی بزرگ گنده نبودش، خیلی بزرگ نبودش دیگه. پلوش هم خوب بود ولی میتونست بازم بیشتر بهم بدن. So for that reason, I'm going to give half a star for the portion. Those are my thoughts and things that maybe they can improve on. So the last point is the quality, and this is not going to be a nice part of the review. Actually, initially, the koobideh, when I got it and I started eating it, I thought it was okay. It just been barbecued. It was juicy underneath. There was some juice and an oil. The rice was also quite soft, and obviously it just been baked or steamed. I wouldn't have said it was great koobideh. It was a bit bland actually. I thought the taste was it was lacking some flavor, which seems to be my biggest complaint in most Iranian restaurants that I visit. There's just lacking flavor. It just seems to be minced meat without, it's been barbecued without much in terms of flavor. Right, so I was going to go with half a star. Unfortunately, this morning I threw up 3 times. In the middle of the morning, just sort of at 6 a.m. I got up and I had to run to the toilet to throw up, and then I had it again 2 more times in the rest of the morning. I've stayed in the hotel most of the day, in fact the whole day today. It's now 3 p.m. and I'm not really able to go out. I'm feeling much better, but I've still got a little bit of a headache, so I'm there. The other guests that I went to eat with yesterday also told me this morning that they had diarrhea. So it was almost certainly from the food last night. So it upsets me to say this, but I think we've been poisoned. I think we've been infected with something from the food last night, because we didn't eat after that, and we've all been sick, all the ones that went to the restaurant last night. So I can't justify giving any stars if I've been poisoned or been infected with something from the food. This is just my personal experience. Maybe it's just a one-off, maybe it just happened to me. Certainly reading the reviews on Google, everybody seems quite happy with the restaurant. 4,000 people are happy. Maybe it was just my unlucky day, maybe it was their unlucky day that I was visiting got poisoned or infected. This is my channel, this is my review, this is my experience, and I can say that I've been poisoned. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings of heaving or bowel movement. I'm not sure you'd want to see that anyway from this morning. But yeah, this is what happened to me. So I'm going to go with no stars, unfortunately, for the quality, because of what happened to me this morning and the food last night. I was going to give it half a star last night, and when I was making the review last night, but I left it this morning, and unfortunately, it's not been a good outcome. So no stars for the quality. Again, this is my experience. Maybe some of the other people who visited or will comment might have had been completely fine, but this is what happened to me. So in summary, it's 3 stars. Could have been 3.5 stars if there was no poisoning this morning. Putting aside the poisoning, the experience this morning, would I go back again for the koobideh and the taste? I think Istanbul has a lot of options in terms of kebabs, whether it's koobideh in other Iranian restaurants or other types of kebab like doner. Unless there was no other Iranian restaurants here, no, I wouldn't go back. I think I'll probably want to go and try some of the other ones instead. I didn't leave thinking I'm going to come back here for this koobideh. And then certainly, since what happened to me, I don't think I can ever go back or even recommend my friends, family to go there. So this is just my personal experience. Let me know what you think. اگه شما experience مختلف داشتین، بهتر بود براتون. اگه خوشتون اومد، please comment. برای ما یه comment بنویسین. And I hope they can take away this feedback and improve. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Definitely come and visit Istanbul. It's a really lovely city. Hopefully I'll see you all again. So inshallah, hamdiga rozu. Khudafez shoma. Goodbye.